I'll show you how we set up a bag on here. We've marked our tubing here with lines so that we can easily set the spacing bag to bag for the sawhorses to keep a nice steady rhythm going, and it speeds up your process if you do that. We'll get dimensions on that later. It's about 42 inches between these, and these are about 40 inches roughly in height. Again, we'll get accurate dimensions later. This is a Schedule 40 2-inch pipe, and we found that to be strong enough to support the bags. That goes across here like a little log cabin setup, and you'll see when we take it apart why we do that. This could be the same thing. It's not. It's actually a railroad spike puller that we had in the shed kicking around. That saved us 40 bucks because this is probably a $30 pipe. All right, our bag then goes inside of here, and we slide it. The lifting straps. We slide the lifting straps over the pipe like that. And then the pipe ends up supported by the 2x2s. The 2x2s are supported by these guys. This could be round pipe as well if you can't get the aluminum. You don't want it to be weak. It's got to be a full 2-inch box tube or a full 2-inch round pipe for it to be strong enough. Otherwise, when we're supporting the bag as we dry fill it, okay, until it's filled up, it wants to sag. And so the loops, you have to support the bag or it'll sag down. That weight then is going to be transferred all the way down through these things, including the weight of the hopper, sheet metal hopper that we'll put on top of this. Okay. In this case, we want to snug the bag all the way back, close to the these other bags that were here from last year. So we're moving them back, and then we're going to open the bag and clamp it open here. The bag will be open in this space. We'll set the hopper on top of it, and then we can fill it. So this is kind of the neck, the opening in the bag that gets tied shut like this. They come with ties on them so you can tie them shut to keep the water out. And we're going to bend it over and clamp it to the, in fact, in this case we're going to go underneath it and clamp to the 2x4 of the sawhorse. Grab this pipe, slide it through to the second part of the bag, second pair of loops. Because these two aren't the same size, our bags aren't necessarily perfectly level, but the soil's not really level either. Okay, then I'll sneak out of here. This apart. Clamp onto there. We'll spread the bag out just to get it opening kind of nicely down below. And we'll push that pipe. Straps kind of spread wide right up against the sawhorses. What we want to do is just have a couple inches between this bag and the other one. Then as this one kind of bulges out, it'll fill the gap between them. Okay, now we're ready to put the hopper on top. We didn't always use a hopper. In some cases we just cut a hole out in a 4x8 sheet of plywood. But it's a little more work to scrape it in. It's not quite as good as a hopper for dropping the sand in. But if you don't have a hopper, you can use a piece of plywood with a hole cut in the middle. I think we used 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 standard plywood.